Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the RAYZE podcast. And today, I'm happy to present the Colonel of Region 5, the Chief of Police, Mr. Marlon Catan. And why I'm so excited about having the Colonel with me today is because he's an incredibly busy man. Okay, and so to be able to capture him today in his house is a real honor for me. And as busy as he is, I want to thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you,
I really appreciate it. And one of the reasons why I wanted to have Marlon or the Colonel on our show is because I feel that out of all of the police officers that has graduated at the time when he graduated, only he was able to become the chief of police of Region 5. I mean, the big chief, right? And so I wanted to find out today what are his secrets to how he was able to achieve the kind of level of success that he has in becoming the top chief police officer of the entire Bicol region, which encompasses everything from Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Albay, Sorsogon, Catanduanes, and even island regions of Masbate and Catanduanes. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes. So, so we were at his house today, and it's beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful, exquisite houses I have been to. And so I'm very happy to have you on the show. Thank you very much. And so, there's been a lot of when you went to school, right? And you were back then. How many years ago was that? About 10 years ago, 20 years ago?
25 years ago.
25 years ago. How many cadets were in your graduating class?
We're able to 166 out of 222 were able to graduate during our time because almost one company was dismissed. So they graduated the year after we graduated.
Wow. So out of 166, and that was just that year, right?
Yeah, that was 1997.
And every year after that, there has been quite a few number of other cadets who have graduated to become police officers. But in the 20 years, you were able to rise to the cream of the top, meaning that you became the chief of police, even when there were thousands of other police officers. Many of them was also as highly qualified. They didn't reach your level, right? So what would you consider your secrets to your success?
Maybe that's because of my passion, my dedication to the service, and commitment to what I am doing.
Okay. I love that, because it is just that. It's the level of commitment and the passion that anybody would have in their life in order for them to succeed. Everybody who I've spoken to so far in the podcast, very successful people, always had that passion. For yours, your passion would be, what would you consider your passion?
Yeah, the serving others.
Serving others.
Yeah, because right now in my office, we serve those who serve and protect. Because I'm the chief of the Regional Personnel Management Division, so as the staff officer of my regional director, I have to always look for the morale and welfare of our personnel. The entire personnel of Bicol, we have 11,000 personnel, so we have to check their status, the documents, their situation in their career or in their family.
So it is your commitment to the staff, right?
Yeah.
To your other police officers who are serving under you in the entire region. And how many police officers are serving under you?
We have 10,700 plus active personnel. Those who are wearing uniform as to what I am wearing now. And other personnel were serving as personnel in the offices that we have. they are the non-uniform personnel. So they are in charge of the crime registrar. They are crime registrar, they are radio operator, so that we can patrol or we can do our job outside. We patrol, we investigate, we conduct traffic and other police activities outside.
Okay. And you serve under the main chief of police of the entire Philippines? Is that
No, we
right?
have the regional office wherein I'm one of the staff of our regional director, Police Brigadier General Rudolph Butengan Dimas.
Yeah.
So I'm serving under his leadership, and above him is the chief of the Philippine National Police, Police General Rodolfo S. Asorin.
In Manila.
Yeah, and
Okay.
our national headquarters in Campra.
And so, what differentiated you? Let's say when you were just a police cadet, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you have all these other police cadets. What do you think was in your mind that really encouraged you to really excel beyond all the other all your other peers?
I think I'm not that superior above them. We are just same, equal footing. I'm just I was just inspired by my uncle who was dismissed from the service because of a politician that he accidentally did something to the son of that politician, or I think he's a mayor back then. So he was dismissed from the Philippine Constabulary. So he inspired me to join the service.
Even when he was dismissed from the
Yeah, yeah.
service, he encouraged you to be a police
Yeah,
officer.
because he became the barangay captain of our barrio that the family of my father came. So he's the one who inspired me to enter the military service, because before I entered the Philippine National Police Academy, I was then an advanced ROTC officer of the University of the East in Caloocan.
And when you were an ROTC officer, were you above your class as well? Were you?
Yeah,
like-
yeah. I was an officer. I became a colonel also in the ROTC. Yeah.
Yeah. Because actually, that is the recipe for success. If you were successful, even as an ROTC, and to be able to rise to the top, for you to become a police officer, you were able to follow some of the same lessons that it propelled you to the top of the ROTC as well, right?
Yeah.
What would some of those lessons be?
Yeah. The discipline, of course, because in the ROTC you will get the esprit de corps, the camaraderie, the discipline or the training that will propel you to success. That is what is needed by our country, because in the future, if we will fight for our freedom or liberty, we need military training, of course.
Yes, yes. So you had the discipline. You think, because earlier you said that you're just an ordinary guy. You're just an ordinary police officer. But we believe here that what makes you extraordinary is doing the little extra things that all the other cadets and all the other police officers and all of your other peers just do not do, right? What are some of those extraordinary things that you did in order to make you be who you are?
Yeah, of course, you maintain discipline in yourself. You persistently do
Persistent.
exercises, hard labor, and you should not have idle time, because during our training, what we inculcated in our mind is that if you are not busy, maybe Satan or the somebody else will knock your mind. Okay, you do this, you do that. You stop training, you quit the
Yeah.
academy. So that's why we don't have lull, or we don't have idle time during our training. Every day or every hour we have program activities. Oh, so we have to follow the schedule,
Yeah.
and we were not having time to relax, because if you will relax, the body or your mind will follow. So you might be quitting, or what you are doing, you might stop being a cadet. So you will not uh, pursue your dream.
So you're always working.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, it's like when I wanted to interview him, I wanted to go to his first Legazpi, but you're always busy in your office. And then when you had the time, even here, to come back home, and we're here in Naga City, where he has his house and his family lives. And what's interesting is that even when he is here at home, you're always working.
Yeah.
And yesterday when we went out to meet him, he was busy on his farm, right? He never has a dull moment. So I guess you never watch Netflix, right? You don't have time for Netflix?
Sometimes I have to, because what we learn in the academy is to multitask sometimes.
Yeah.
So that is also being controlled in the academy, doing things at the same time. But sometimes, because of pandemic, our study, everything became hybrid, or combination of Zoom, or digitized.
Yeah. And also, it's like you also need to have some downtime.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of what he focuses on your downtime is on your family and on your friends and in the community, right? And that's how you were able to maintain such a successful family for even all these years, no matter how busy you are, right? Because as I'm trying to get it, it's your priorities are number one. Your commitment is number one, right? Were there any struggles in your life that made you think twice about what you were doing? That you know what I mean? Was there any kind of struggles that defined you?
Of course, there were many struggles. That's why I entered the ROTCs, because during my college years, I just have the money for my tuition fee, no money for allowance, for the food, for the transport. So one of my classmates encouraged me to join ROTC, because we'll be on a full scholar. So I entered the ROTC, and all the hardships were there during our
Waking
time.
up early,
Waking up early, as
training.
early as 2 a.m.
Wow.
And going back from Recto to Caloocan, because our office back then is in Recto in Manila, the Department of Military Science and Tactics. And almost daily we're going back to UE Caloocan, riding jeep, Gasak Recto. Almost daily, that is our routine for almost 4 years.
Wow.
And after during my 5th year, so we joined the probationary second lieutenant training at Tansa Cavite. So during our training, almost 1 week daily hard work, a piece of paper was given to me that I was one of the passer of the Philippine National Police Academy cadet admission test. So I asked permission, but I was not allowed to. So I escaped the training, and I started processing my application in the Philippine National Police Academy.
Wow. And we are so happy to have in studio today at your house is Cynthia Legara, and she was actually on my one of our earlier podcasts, and she actually processed, I think, one of your master's thesis too, right? So in addition to rising to the top in your division in your
Yeah.
academy. You also got your master's in was that public safety and
Yeah,
policing.
I earned my master's degree in the Development Academy of the Philippines in Tagaytay City.
Mm,
So I had to stop taking up the peace and security studies at the Bicol University. And when I finished the master's in development management, I continued the peace and security studies in Bicol University during my stint as city director. So I have to defend my thesis
mhm.
before the year end. So December 31, January 1, I have to be online to defend my thesis. So I was
Yeah.
successfully able to finish the peace and security studies at the Bicol University.
Well, I think that's amazing is because you decided at a certain age where you said, you know what, in order for me to advance my career, I need more training. I need more study. Whereas so many other people would just say, you know, I'm done with school,
Yeah.
right? You wanted to go and pursue more studies. Did you have a plan all along to become the chief of police? Did you have this dream of you accomplishing this title? Or was it something that just came into you because of all your accomplishments?
Yeah, of course, everybody's dreaming to be on the top, but I think if in God's time, it will be given if it is for you.
Yeah,
Because there's a saying that the secret to be a general is to stay alive. So I have to stay alive. I have to work daily,
hmm
to pray, to ask for God's guidance, and of course, the support of my family
Okay.
and everything that I encountered. Because I believe that you encountered people for a very for all the purpose in life. Maybe
Yes.
it will be good or bad. So you have to continue uh, mingling with people so that you will be you will achieve your purpose in life.
Now you're married
Yeah.
and with a lovely wife, and she's also part of the PNP. Is that right?
Yeah, she joined the PNP about 6 years ago.
And okay, when you got married, was she one of those people who inspired you to reach the top?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, she was always kind of
She and my 3 kids were my inspiration, were my fuel to reach the top. Of
wow.
course.
They say that behind every successful man is a woman.
Yeah.
Right. You agree with that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, she seems like she's a very strong
Yeah.
woman, and she inspired you to aspire to be greater.
Yeah.
Right. So aside from your wife, were there other people who and also your uncle?
Yeah.
Were there other people who also said, "Hey, you should reach for the top"?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
In our organization, in the academy where I came from, our upperclassmen were always encouraging us to
Yeah.
reach the top.
Reach the top.
Yeah, to aspire for a much higher position.
Right.
So, yes.
So now that you are the chief of police of Region 5, which is a huge responsibility, how many regions are there in the Philippines?
We have 17 regions.
17 regions. You're
I'm now, sir, the staff of my regional director. But prior to that, I was the city director of Naga.
city director of
Yeah,
Naga.
because Naga was then a part of Camarines Sur. So when it was chartered, it became a level of the provincial director.
Mm.
So I was given a chance to lead Naga during pandemic.
Wow.
So it's a very difficult task handling the quarantine control points, letting people go what they want, letting people do
Yeah.
what they want to do in pandemic period. So many things to
It's a lot of
balance.
challenges.
Yeah, challenges.
Nobody has ever done that before.
Yeah.
I remember because I was here in Naga during the pandemic, and I would see your men out at the major checkpoints,
Yeah.
and they maintain the quality and control in order to keep the public safe.
Of course, with the support of the mayor, during the time, we're working beyond working hours just to cater the needs of Nagueños. So I was very privileged to serve Naga during that very challenging time.
I could just imagine how hard it was. Now that you have reached this level, are you? What's your goals within the next 5 or 10 years? Are you thinking about higher positions? Are you thinking about
It
advancing
goes
further?
along with our rank. We have to go up. So during my stint also as the city director, I took up the extended tertiary education assistance program to have a degree in criminology, to be a licensed criminologist rather. So I took up criminology at the Naga College Foundation.
Wow.
And
When was that?
that was 2 years ago. So I took
2
up,
years ago. You're still not
Yeah,
finished learning, right?
so I took the exam. So,
Yeah.
luckily I was the one who passed the criminology licensure examination.
Yeah.
It was very
Very hard.
hard because it was a 3 days exam.
Wow.
Almost the same that the examination when we took up the Philippine National Police Academy. That 3 days we were stressed. All kind of examination, abstract. It will test your intelligence quotient, the emotional. Then when I took up that criminology exam, I thought that it was easy because I did not enroll in any review center. I just review by myself, listening to the recordings, reading, while signing documents because I have a lot of documents being signed.
Yeah.
So daily I have to sign around 200 signatures,
Oh my
to
gosh.
signatures. To
Don't you
issue
just
us
have like a rubber stamp or something?
No, I personally
Yeah, have to sign
have
it.
to sign it, so I will be able to read what I'm signing.
Yeah.
I'm scanning the documents so that I can certify that it's authentic. Because there were times that we were summoned by court. We are in the witness stand attesting the authenticity or the truthfulness of the
Yes.
document. So I have to personally check it because that involves a lot of money.
Yeah.
And letting people go on leave. How about if people encountered problem or he died or he met an accident? So we were to blame why I allowed, in behalf of my regional director, why I allowed such person to go on leave, to go somewhere else without necessary travel order.
Okay.
That is how sensitive my
Each
position
one,
is.
your signature is.
Yeah.
So that means there's a lot of review.
Yeah, so
you don't
I
have to. It's not just signing the documents.
Yeah.
It's you also have to review
Yeah,
each
yeah.
document, right?
Because
you
that
gotta know.
involved not only the movement of people, but people's life.
Yeah,
life.
people's lives are in danger.
Because we authorize people to arrest wanted in any parts of the Philippines. How about if that person killed our men? So
Yeah.
we have to give the benefits, the entitlement of the personnel in terms of insurances, the benefits for the family. So we have to review all the documents being processed daily in the office.
So fortunately, you have a very good staff who also
Yeah,
assists
of
you,
course.
right?
So for almost 6 months, we are consistently ranking number one in the entire Bicol, in the
Wow.
entire Philippines.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Philippines. I could imagine.
Yeah, yeah.
So you took this class in criminology,
Yeah.
right? I'm sure a lot of your other peers already have stopped taking your
Yeah.
courses, but you went ahead and took a course in criminology, passed the test.
Yeah.
What's your reasoning for taking that passing that test? Are you eyeing another position?
No, it's just because when we graduated from the academy, our course is Bachelor of Science in Public Safety.
Mm.
So we don't have any license or examination
Mm-hmm.
like the teacher, the criminologist. So it's a challenge for me directing or giving instruction to people who are licensed. And yet, I am not a licensed professional.
Oh, I
So it
see.
became a challenge to me
Yeah.
to take that course and have it passed.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily, I was able to pass the examination.
So now that you have your criminology degree, you have your master's degree in public safety, you're, you're the Region 5 Chief of Police, you're a colonel. Where do you see yourself aspiring in the future?
I see myself going up to the level of the chief regional staff anywhere else in the Philippines. So that is a mandatory requirement to enter the rank of general.
No.
So we have to be a chief of staff, a deputy regional director for operation, and upon reaching the deputy regional director for administration, we're getting a rank of general and so on.
Okay. So from colonel, you want to become a general one day.
Maybe if God's willing.
I honestly, from all
Yeah.
the people that I've spoken to and all the people who have achieved success, it's almost guaranteed that you'll be a general. You know, you're still pretty young, right? And you have an amazing family and friends who support you, and most importantly, it's like you have a dream,
Yeah.
right? I think it's the vision that you have in your life that's propelling you. Is this the idea of being a general? Is this something that you've had for a while now?
Yeah, it's not my idea being at this position, but I'm just dreaming and dream until you dream no more. And that's maybe because I'm helping also somebody who is asking for help or dreaming. I motivate people. That's why I'm maybe I was blessed to be in this position.
I think you were.
Yeah.
You know, blessed because you've already had it in your heart and you had it in your mind ever since you were young,
Yeah.
right? Was it? You said earlier that your uncle inspired you to be in the police academy.
Yeah.
Did he also inspire you to become where you are today? Did he say, "Okay, one day you should aspire to become a general"?
No,
Or is that something that you had in your heart?
He just inspired me to do what is good, to do what is right, and maybe he just he did not force me to be on this, but he just motivate me, inspired me that if I can, because during my younger years I'm a weakling. I have a problem in my kidney and my lungs. So, God's willing, I was able to have that healthy body because of the training.
Yeah.
Because when I'm in elementary, we used to walk for almost a kilometer. That's maybe the reason why I
You strengthen your body because of all that physical activity.
yeah.
Right. I know when I was young, I had asthma.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think I was in my 5th grade,
Yeah.
and I was running, and I almost passed out because my lungs couldn't carry enough air.
Yeah.
But I kept pushing and pushing, and allowed my lungs to develop
Yeah.
stronger and stronger. Right? You have a very strong looking body. In fact, I got to tell you, when I first met him, I was actually intimidated by the Colonel because he is one of the most macho men I have ever met so far in the Philippines. You just have this very strong, commanding presence about you. You know, it's like it's like no BS. Like you're serious. You know what you want to accomplish, right? And I think that's one of the hallmarks for success is to be able to be that focused.
Yeah. That's why way back in 1999, we underwent the training, the scuba training, the underwater training for me to have a strong body.
Yeah.
We have to breathe artificially in the water. So we have to dive about 120 feet underwater to develop strong lungs and other parts of our body.
And when was that?
In 1999 to 2000,
Wow, not
the
too long
basic
ago.
Underwater Search Rescue Recovery Operation course in Batangas. We have to dive the underwater cathedral in Batangas.
So aside from the criminology, are there more courses that you're thinking about taking in order for you to become that general?
Yeah, currently I'm taking up the Juris Doctor, the College of Law at the University of Nueva Cáceres. Luckily, they offered online class, so I availed of that opportunity
Yeah.
to go on class at night at the convenience of my workplace or at my quarters in Camp Ola. So that they say that life is a continuing process of learning. So that I don't have to travel, because if UNC did not offer the online class, maybe I will stop that my dream of becoming a lawyer someday.
A lawyer?
Yeah,
Really?
because in 1998 in the Manuel L. Quezon University in Quiapo, Manila, I took up College of Law. But
Wow.
because my wife got pregnant, so I had to stop and support her to bear our
So you
first
had to work.
born. Yeah, I have to work. So I stopped studying the College of Law, but now as long as UNC will offer online class, I will avail of that, because I can have that schooling anywhere else in the Philippines.
Wow, I have to tell you, I am just like stunned because here you are, you're going to be a general. I already know it, okay? And you're going to be an attorney.
Maybe that's
Maybe
another
president
option.
one day, yeah, or governor. If you run for
Yeah,
office,
yeah.
you just got to let me know. And I am going to support you 100%. All right? I'll be part of your staff, okay? So,
because I own the province of Catanduanes,
yeah,
only the half
yeah.
province of Catanduanes. Maybe I can claim that because that is only in my surname.
Sure.
Yeah, province of Catan. So Duanes is owned by the people there.
Well, your last name is already Catan.
Yeah, that's
Right,
why
so you can say-
that was my first assignment.
Yeah.
Because of my surname. Okay, Catan, you should be assigned in Catanduanes. That's why I was sent to Catanduanes in 1997.
Right. So you said that you've developed a lot of relationships that has helped you, right? So maybe politicians or the businessmen. My cousin told me that you had some yesterday on your farm. You had some very powerful businessmen, right? And I believe that in order for anybody to succeed, you need to have powerful relationships. one of your most powerful relationships is your wife, right? She's the bedrock of all your success.
Yeah.
But then you also have relationships with other people in the community as well,
Yeah.
right? And as well as people in higher up, right, who's looking at you and looking at your
Yeah, yeah.
success and saying to themselves, you know, this is someone who I want to maybe take over my job.
Yeah.
Okay, because they trust you and they believe in you and they see your hard work. If you were to become an attorney, when do you see yourself doing that? Is that after you become a journal?
Yeah, maybe after.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
whatever comes first, or whatever God will want me to be.
So you mentioned God several times. You believe in the power of your faith.
Yeah, of course. I believe in that power because, like in the one of the law that I strongly believe the law of attraction that is being utilized, and how many times that I have used that law. We have so many laws of nature. One of the very powerful law that is being used by everybody is karma, the law of karma. The saying that do not do unto others what you do not want to be done unto you. That is the golden rule.
I just love that. You know, it is these lessons, it is these principles in life that have guided you, right? And I'm hoping that everybody who have listened to this podcast, I have to say this is really powerful. The law of attraction and the law of karma, right? It's what propelled and also have guided you. And it's what you're going to be using in order for you to continue being successful, right? How powerful is the law of attraction for you? Could you, shed a little bit more light on that?
When I saw that video, somebody gave me
The secret?
Yeah, the secret, that DVD, where I watched from the start up to the finish.
Yeah.
That is the very basic law. Just like praying, you ask, you answer, and you will receive. That is the very simple formula of that law of attraction.
Yeah.
You ask, you answer, or you do something on what you are asking, and then you will receive, of course. You have to condition your mind that your dream is there. You just have to work it. Or if you don't have money, you borrow from somebody and you use that money, and then you return the money.
You invest it.
Yeah. So that's the very principle of that law of attraction. You ask, you answer, and you will receive. And I have done that during my struggle in financial. So I used that formula. So I was able to earn, to return my loan, and provide for my family.
So you struggled with wealth early on.
Early
right?
on.
Yeah.
But because
Will you say you were born from a poor family?
not a very poor family, because my parents were farmer. My mother was a pure housewife. But we have a piece of land, but it's very hard to develop that land because that is an agricultural that deprived of many services because of the type of government being having in that place. So instead of developing that land, I go on studies. So I went to school. What I have narrated a while ago, that in UE, taking up ROTC, and when I was a policeman, after almost 5 years in service, I was suspended. So I looked for income opportunity, and I was able to earn from that business.
So you're also a businessman too.
Yeah.
You have a lot of titles behind your back.
And I was able to go places. I was able to go to China because of that business. I was able to to see the manufacturing plant, how the business is running, and siguro, I'm proud to tell the public that that is napkin, sanitary napkin, panty liner, and sanitary pads for women.
Wow.
So I was able to see the plant in China. I was given the opportunity to travel there for 3 days and 2 nights
Right.
to stay there.
And was this during the time when you were still a cadet
No,
or in school? Or?
I'm about 10 years in service when I discovered that business. So until now we have that, but not on distribution side. If somebody's buying, so I have to
So you service
sell.
that.
Yeah.
So I think that's very inspirational how we were able to get a simple farmer's son
Yeah.
to eventually become, at this moment, to be the chief of police of Region 5. And next 5-10 years, who knows, maybe he could be governor of Catanduanes after he got his lawyer's degree and his major under his name, or general under your name, right? So I am really looking forward to that time. I mean, I want to let you know that I support you 100%, and any help you need from me, you know, you have it. You know, but I want to thank you for being on this podcast. But before we go, is there any word of encouragement that you could give to the youth? You know, to anybody listening in or watching this program that might inspire them to be like the Colonel.
Yeah, like last year or last year, yeah. We have that bawal tambay law or the program of the then President Duterte, wherein we are looking for people half naked or those tambay because they're not helping the government. They are killing their time or they're stopping the time that they have the opportunity to earn, to study, but they're just on the side, sitting and sometimes drinking and doing nothing. So that is my my advice that do not have your idle time. Please look for something to be busy. Maybe it's farming or whatever interest.
Or learning,
Yeah,
like
learning,
yourself.
learning, study, listening to lectures or to not just sitting somewhere else without doing nothing.
Yeah. I love that. Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Yeah.
I think your words of encouragement will do such an amazing service to so many people who is also looking for ways to define their life to become their success. So thank you again, Colonel. I want to call you General because I know you're going to be a general. Okay, I just already see it. And when you become a general, could you be on the show again?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think that's probably within the next 5 or 10 years. I know his wife is going to be pushing. She's going to be the wind in your sail, right? Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
All right. So I want to thank you all for listening and watching this podcast. It's been a real pleasure to introduce you to Colonel and the lessons that he has learned in his life that he has used to apply in order for him to rise to the top. So thank you again.